When you think of lobster, you're probably thinking of Maine. For generations, this rugged state has been synonymous with the world's most sought-after shellfish, and for good reason. The cold, rocky waters of the Gulf of Maine are the perfect habitat for the American lobster. Here, the chilly temperatures and nutrient-rich currents create ideal conditions for lobsters to thrive, growing slowly and developing their famously sweet, tender meat. Maine hauls in over 100 million pounds of lobster every year, by far the most in the country. This staggering catch not only feeds the nation, but also supplies lobster lovers around the world. This isn't a corporate operation. It's a tradition run by independent fishermen, many from families who've worked these waters for generations. Each boat is a small business, and every catch is the result of hard work and deep local knowledge. Lobstering is a legacy, passed down from parent to child with skills and secrets shared along the way. It's a way of life that binds families and communities together, forging strong ties to the sea. Most lobstermen use small day boats, heading out at dawn and returning by afternoon with the freshest catch. The work is demanding, but the reward is a bounty that's second to none. The industry is a delicate balance of nature, tradition, and hard work, a living link to Maine's rugged past. Every day on the water is a test of skill, patience, and respect for the ocean's power. The coastline is dotted with harbors filled with these boats, their decks piled high with traps. Each harbor tells its own story, echoing with the sounds of engines, gulls, and the clatter of traps. Lobster season shapes the rhythm of life, fueling both the economy and the culture. Towns come alive with festivals, markets, and celebrations of the catch, drawing visitors from near and far. The image of the lobsterman, resilient, independent, and deeply connected to the ocean, is as iconic as Maine's pine forests and rocky shores. Their stories are woven into the fabric of the state's identity. It's a symbol of resilience, independence, and a profound respect for the ocean. In Maine, lobstering isn't just a job. It's a proud tradition, and a way of life that endures through every tide and season. The life of a lobsterman starts before dawn. Alarms ring at 3:30 a.m., long before most people are even awake. The day begins in darkness with the promise of hard work ahead. It's a quick coffee to shake off the sleep, then down to the docks in the cold, salty air. The world is quiet except for the sound of waves and the distant calls of seabirds. The docks are shrouded in mist, and the chill bites through layers of clothing. Bait, usually salted herring, is loaded by hand, filling the air with a briny scent. The boat heads out before sunrise, engines rumbling as the sky slowly brightens. There's a sense of anticipation as the boat cuts through the morning fog. A typical lobsterman manages hundreds of traps, each marked by a colorful buoy bobbing on the waves. Every buoy is a marker of hard work and hope for a good catch. The work is relentless. Haul up a trap, sort the catch, rebait, and drop it back, over and over in all weather. Rain, wind, or blazing sun, the job doesn't stop. Each trap is heavy, and the sea is rarely calm. Every lobster is carefully measured. Undersized, oversized, or egg-bearing females go back into the sea. Conservation is key to keeping the fishery sustainable for future generations. The keepers are stored in a tank, and the process repeats for hours. It's a rhythm of work that becomes second nature, demanding focus and endurance. The job is physically punishing. Constant lifting, bending, and exposure to the elements. Muscles ache, hands are raw, and the ocean is always unpredictable. Chronic pain is common, but so is pride. There's a deep satisfaction in overcoming the daily challenges and bringing in a good haul. There's satisfaction in being your own boss, working with the ocean, and carrying on a centuries-old tradition. Each day is a test of skill, strength, and determination. It's tough, but for those who do it, there's nothing else like it. The ocean demands respect, and every day brings new challenges to face. The freedom, the challenge, and the legacy make it all worthwhile. There's a unique joy in being out on the open water, working with your hands, and living by the tides. For Maine's lobstermen, the sea is both a livelihood and a way of life, a calling that connects them to the past and to the wild, beautiful coast they call home. Maine's lobster industry is a model of sustainability, a shining example of how tradition and innovation can work hand in hand to protect a vital resource for generations to come. This success is thanks to the fishermen themselves, who have long recognized that their livelihoods depend on the health of the ocean. They set the rules. Lobsters under 3.25 inches or over 5 inches are released, protecting both young and prolific breeders. These self-imposed regulations are strictly followed, ensuring that the lobster population can replenish itself year after year. This slot limit ensures only mid-sized lobsters are harvested, keeping the population healthy and the ecosystem in balance. V-notching is another key practice. If a female with eggs is caught, a small notch is cut in her tail, marking her as a breeder for life. This simple act protects the next generation of lobsters. Any V-notched lobster must be released even if she's not carrying eggs, ensuring that proven breeders remain in the population. Traps are designed with escape vents for undersized lobsters, allowing the smallest to slip away and grow. And biodegradable panels that open if a trap is lost, preventing ghost fishing. This means lost gear won't keep catching lobsters forever, reducing waste and harm to the ecosystem. These simple, effective measures are why Maine's lobster population remains robust, even as other fisheries struggle. Conservation isn't just a rule, it's a way of life for these fishermen, passed down through generations as both a responsibility and a point of pride. By protecting the resource, they protect their own future, and the future of their children and grandchildren. The industry's success is built on this careful stewardship, a deep respect for the ocean, and a commitment to doing what's right. It's a partnership between people and the ocean, balancing harvest and renewal and ensuring that both can thrive together. The result, a thriving fishery that's the envy of the world, supporting local communities and feeding people far beyond Maine's shores. Sustainability here isn't a buzzword, it's a tradition, woven into the fabric of daily life along the coast. Maine's lobstermen know that their future depends on the choices they make today, and they take that responsibility seriously. That's why the lobster industry endures, standing as a testament to what's possible when people and nature work together. Maine lobster comes in two forms, hard shell and soft shell. Lobsters grow by molting, shedding their old shell for a new larger one. Freshly molted soft-shell lobsters are delicate, filled with water, and prized locally for their sweet, tender meat. Hard-shell lobsters with tough shells and more meat are sturdy enough for shipping worldwide. When you order lobster far from Maine, it's almost always hard-shell. Locals, though, prefer soft shells, easier to crack, messier to eat, but with unmatched flavor. Hard shells drive the export market and keep processing plants busy. Soft shells are the heart of Maine's summer, served at family tables and roadside shacks. Each type plays a vital role. One feeds the world, the other feeds the community. Together they create a balanced, resilient industry. Ask a lobsterman and they'll tell you, nothing beats a fresh soft shell straight from the trap. It's the taste of Maine itself. Once ashore, the classic way to cook lobster is simple: steam it. A big pot, a few inches of salty water, and a rolling boil. Lobsters go in for about 12-15 minutes. The real secret? The dipping sauce, melted butter with a splash of vinegar. The vinegar cuts the richness, letting the lobster's sweetness shine. Eating lobster is hands-on. Crack the claws for tender meat, pull the tail for a firmer bite, and don't forget the knuckles and legs. Locals say the best flavor comes from smaller, legal-sized lobsters, especially soft shells. A 1 1/4 pound cheddar steamed in seawater and dipped in butter and vinegar is the ultimate Maine meal. It's messy, simple, and unforgettable. The experience connects you to the cold, clean waters where the lobster was caught. Bigger isn't always better. Sometimes the sweetest rewards are the smallest. For Mainers, lobster is more than food. It's a celebration of place and tradition. Every bite tells the story of the sea. Not all Maine lobsters are eaten locally. Many are shipped worldwide. The journey starts at lobster pounds or processing plants where huge quantities are kept alive in chilled saltwater pools. Lobsters are sorted, perfect ones go to the live market, while pistols, missing a claw, and others with defects are sent for processing. Imperfect lobsters become bisque, stews, or sushi. The best lobsters are graded by weight, with the largest fetching top prices. Each is handled carefully to minimize stress and keep them healthy for shipping. Packed in insulated boxes with gel packs, they travel by air and truck to destinations around the globe. It's a complex operation, all to deliver a live lobster to a chef's kitchen thousands of miles away. The demand for Maine lobster is truly global. Every step from dock to destination is about preserving quality and freshness. It's a testament to the reach and reputation of Maine's iconic catch. To understand Maine's food culture, visit Portland. This small city is a top foodie destination, thanks to its access to fresh seafood and local produce. Lobster is everywhere, on menus, in markets, and at the heart of the city's culinary scene. The Portland Lobster Company is an institution, selling hundreds of lobster rolls a day in summer. The classic lobster roll: chilled meat, a toasted bun, a side of chips, and melted butter. Clam chowder is another staple, thick and creamy, packed with local flavor. Chefs in Portland are also reinventing lobster. Think lobster mac and cheese, Benedicts, and pastries. The city's food scene is a showcase for Maine Lobster, blending tradition and innovation. Every dish celebrates the hard work of the fishermen and the bounty of the sea. Portland proves how one ingredient can inspire endless creativity. Here, lobster isn't just food, it's a way of life. The romance of lobstering hides a tough economic reality. Fishermen might get £4 per pound at the dock, but by the time it reaches a restaurant, the price multiplies. The long supply chain, pounds, distributors, shippers, adds costs at every step. The result, high prices for consumers, but slim margins for fishermen. Physical hardship, unpredictable catches, and strict regulations make the job even harder. Some restaurants are trying to buy directly from fishermen, shortening the supply chain and paying a fairer price. It's a small but important shift toward a more equitable system. The goals share the value of Maine lobster more fairly with those who catch it. For many, it's a constant struggle to make ends meet, but hope lies in innovation and community-driven change. The Maine lobster story is one of resilience and stewardship. Fishermen's conservation efforts have kept the fishery healthy for generations. But new threats loom. Climate change is warming the Gulf of Maine faster than almost anywhere else. Warmer waters could bring disease and push lobsters north, away from Maine's coast. Rising costs and an aging workforce add to the pressure. Attracting young people and preserving working waterfronts are critical challenges. Still, the industry's commitment to sustainability offers hope. Maine's fishermen have always adapted, innovated, and persevered. The lobster is more than a catch. It's the lifeblood of coastal communities and a symbol of heritage. The fight to protect this way of life continues, with hard work and respect for the sea.